Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. In a recent interview, Donald Cerrone believes Yair Rodriguez could be the UFC's next Cowboy. Here's the clip.
Is there anyone you see that you're like, that guy is the next Cowboy? I'm going to give my hat to him. He can be the next guy. This guy will be the next guy, Cowboy.
Oh, man. Yair Rodriguez. That's my dude. And him winning the interim title made me so happy. I remember training with him before he was in the UFC, and yes, he's hard to deal with. I understand.
I don't know if the UFC will agree with you.
Yeah, and I go to bat. I went to bat with him on 2 different occasions with Hunter. Like, that's my dude. Like, give him, like, let's figure out. He lost his passport, couldn't get his visa. Like, there was a whole bunch of, but he means business. When he goes out there, you see him throw and be ready, and like, wow, he's the one.
Cody Garbrandt reveals he'd be open to a rematch against Dominick Cruz. During a recent interview, this is what Garbrandt had to say.
It was a great night for me to fight such a masterclass performance against one of the greatest bantamweights to ever do it. And yeah, it's great. He's still out here plugging along and doing his thing. It's funny, Ali hit me up the other day and was like, hey, would you like to do a Dominick Cruz rematch in July? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Dominick. I have a lot of respect for him. Not that I didn't prior to us fighting. I have a lot of respect for him, and understanding of him. We've had a lot of conversation. We run into each other at the PI, and we're doing PT on this, tables right beside each other. So, yeah, I mean, that night it was my night, and I feel like any night against Dominick Cruz will be my night, for sure. Getting back to that, anyone I fight, from here on out is just, I'm learning the skills of, obviously being a martial artist, but the mental aspect, the mental side, and being engaged, not overlooking, I'm going to get to this fight, I'm going to get to the championship. One fight at a time, like I've always done.
Henry Cejudo discusses a potential fight between Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev on his YouTube channel.
Because if I was in Kamaru Usman's shoes, first of all, the best thing to do for Kamaru Usman, and I don't know if he wants to do this, and he probably doesn't want to do this, is to wait. To wait until the Leon Edwards-Colby Covington fight gets announced, and then he catches, and then hoping Colby wins, and then he catches Colby Covington so they can have their rubber match. But that being said, there's a guy by the name of Khamzat Chimaev who's been calling all these guys out at 170 pounds. That's another great fight for Kamaru Usman because this fight right here, because of the wrestling, it will be neutralized. Kamaru Usman's not easy to take down. Neither is Khamzat Chimaev. So thinking about the course of what can happen with Kamaru Usman, I mean, Kamaru could wait. It's gonna be a very, very long time before the fight, because this might take more than a year for these guys to actually fight if Leon decides not to fight Colby. Because if he does, it'll be literally a year from now. By the time he fights Colby Covington, we're possibly looking at a year and a half. I like the fight with Khamzat.
What do you guys think of Cejudo's comments? Do you think we could see a potential matchup between Khamzat Chimaev and Kamaru Usman? Let us know your opinion in the comment section. Paddy Pimblett calls out Jared Gordon for a rematch from his hospital bed following a surgery on his ankle. Here's the clip.
When I saw them happen in the first round of a fight, within the first minute, and he said, oh, did your fight finish there? And I was like, no, I've done another 2.5 rounds. They were like, what? They said, you should have just sat on your stool and never carried on fighting. I was like, are you mad? Do you think I'm so pussy? Jared Gordon did so well. He only done well because my ankle was stupid. And he's just being a bitter little girl, going on every interview site. Oh, I won that fight. Well, lad, Joe Selecki beat you, but you got a split decision, so shut your mouth.
Would you run it back, lad?
Yeah, I'm going to punch his head in towards the end of the year. I am going to run it back. I hope he beats Bobby Green, because I'll snap his arm for him in a round. I had a boxing match with him and I still won, because you're... I hope he watches this. You're dog shit. At my worst, you couldn't beat me at your best. Injured, everything going wrong. You couldn't beat me on my worst day, and I beat you on your best because you're a little bum.
Josh Thompson and John McCarthy discuss Paulo Costas' new $1 million UFC contract and his desire to fight Khamzat Chimaev during a recent edition of the Weighing In podcast.
New UFC contract, $1 million a fight, apparently.
Good. I hope it's true. I hope it's true.
Good on him. I mean,
Costa said he hasn't signed a contract yet, but
then
he says, I haven't signed a contract yet, but we did reach a deal regarding pay. It wasn't easy. It was a lot of hard work, and he has to highlight Tamara's brilliant work, the manager.
Right. So let's be honest. Like, he's making $1 million a fight. Great for him. I'm happy for him. Okay, but he's going to pay the international tax right off the top, and then his coaches are going to take their percentage. He's making half.
So the manager who just got that great deal.
Yep, he's going to make half.
Yeah. So. But he has said he's doing the Chimaev fight. He wants the Chimaev fight is what he's working on. So.
I think that's a great fight for him because he's not easy to take down, and he's got power in his hands. He's just got to come in shape. I think that's a great fight for him. You know, and he'll push Chimaev.
Strickland as well.
Yeah, he'll push Chimaev. So he wants that Strickland fight for sure. He wants that fight.
I think that's a great fight.
Macy Barber is eyeing up a rematch with Alexa Grosso in the near future. Macy says she wants a rematch with Grasso, even if she loses the belt to Shevchenko in the rematch.
I felt like, Alexa, that was not like a shock to me. She's a phenomenal fighter. And I feel like Valentina started to get exposed a little bit when she fought Santos. Everybody is beatable. So it was really cool to see, a whole new champion in the division. I think it gives it, a lot more excitement in the division. But it also is, Valentina was such a dominant champion. So obviously I'm sure we're expecting a rematch at some point between them. And then, at some point I want my shot back against Alexa because I want to win that back. Whether she's the champ or not, I want that fight back.
What does Islam know that we don't know? Let's back the tape up. Islam, since he's been champion, has called 2 guys out. Neither one of them are in his division. Why isn't he calling somebody out within his division? How come nobody within his division is calling him out? Now, he knows the same thing that we suspect, which is Fedzayev didn't get over the hump, so now we're purely down to Darush and Oliveira. That's what he knows. But something's going on, so I think it's fair to bring it up. Is something going on between Islam and USADA? This was a thing. There is no reason that Islam want to come out and say, hey guys, I have nothing to do. They actually are going to make me wait till these 2 guys go fight. So I got a little bit of a break here. And he knows something that he has not told us. I don't know what it is.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because the refereeing done by Jason Herzog tonight in the Vergara fight was great.
Right.
That fight kept going. But I wanted to get your thoughts on what happened last night.
Yeah, obviously I wasn't there to see it, but I saw it on social. And that's the kind of stuff that I really, really don't like. I mean, if a guy gets choked unconscious and you don't know he's choked unconscious, everybody has a bad night. Everybody makes mistakes. But if the guy gets choked unconscious and then they pull him into an arm bar and the guy, it doesn't get any worse than that. It's the one that I went after Mazzagatti so bad about when Josh Berkman choked out, what's the kid's name? The wrestler choked him unconscious and Mazzagatti had no idea he was unconscious. Finally, Berkman dropped him and let him Fitch. He choked Fitch unconscious and Mazzagatti had no clue that he was out. I mean, you shouldn't be reffing if that happens.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.